Welcome, Soul Star Live viewers and listeners. I'm Calvin Worthen. I'm here with the author and my personal inspiration, because I'm still trying to figure out how to get in, Brother Jesse Holland.
How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good. My first question.
Yes.
When I was looking at how you got started with this offering, it said that you were an avid reader of the Black Panther comics.
Right. Well, you know, I started reading comic books when I was like 5 or 6 years old.
Wow.
My dad started buying me comic books, and I never gave them up.
Oh,
so
man.
I mean, so
you still got them today?
I'm in like my almost my 5th decade.
Oh man, you got them in like a chest or something?
No, I got them in the boxes.
Oh,
Actually,
nice.
The boxes. I don't have them in the little plastic containers yet.
Yeah.
But because I read them too much. It's too hard to get them in and out.
So you weren't a novice. Like you were.
Oh no.
You were completely involved in this.
I was and still am.
Nice.
You know, it's been a passion of mine. Both of my parents were public school teachers.
Okay.
My dad taught in Memphis, Tennessee. My mom taught in Marshall County, Mississippi. And they always pushed reading. They didn't care what you read, as long as you read.
Just keep reading.
So I got into comic books and I just started reading and kept going, even to this day. So no matter what else I've done, I always read my comic book. I always go buy my comic books. I always read my comic books.
Grown man, you read them comic books.
Grown man still reading comic books.
That's all right.
But my love of comic books was one of the reasons why Marvel came to me in 2016 and said, hey, you know, we got this Black Panther movie coming out.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people out there who have never read a comic book.
Yeah.
So we want people to know who this character is. And we've never written a novel about this character. Would you take this on?
What?
Now, you know, you never want to say no to the first offer.
No, yeah.
But I said yes anyway.
Yeah.
So they came to me. You never want to seem too excited.
Yeah.
So luckily this was over the phone.
Okay.
Because I'm on the phone going, I need to think. I'm dancing and trying to keep my voice calm. Because this is like a lifelong project, lifelong dream for me. To be able to take this iconic character and be entrusted with retelling his story. Right before like the major motion picture comes out. Man. So it was absolutely great.
I read the article in the Washington Post. 10-2.
Yeah.
You were up at night.
Well, I mean,
you and the dog.
Well, here's the thing. I'm one of those people who has a hard time saying no to anything. Yeah. So in addition to, I work a full-time job. I'm a journalist with the Associated Press. On top of that, I teach creative writing at Goucher College in Towson, Maryland. All right. On top of that, I added on teaching journalism ethics at Georgetown University for this fall. Wow. So my daylight hours are filled. What time
do you have left, brother?
So the only time I have left to do the kind of writing I want to do, the kind of writing I love to do, is at night. I'm also married with 2 kids.
Oh, wow.
So my time from when I get home till about 10, 11 o'clock is also occupied. Wow. So the only time that's left in the day is like from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. That's when I have to get all my other writing done. And so I go to sleep at 2. Wake up at 7 and do it all over again.
5 hours.
For about 5 years, I slept about 5 hours a night, and then a little bit on Sundays.
It's all worth it, though.
Yeah, I cannot complain. It was worth it. I've got these great books out there. Yeah. I'm doing what I love to do. Oh, yeah. As long as you love what you're doing, it's not work.
Yeah. So this is the origin story.
It is the origin story.
You were asked to bring the origin to life, man.
Exactly. That's the cool thing about it. So the Black Panther was actually created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby in 1966. Mm-hmm. And from 1966 to 2005, the origin story stayed pretty much the same. Okay. Marvel then hired Reginald Hudlin, the director of House Party, to come in to Marvel and rewrite that origin. All right. So Reginald Hudlin wrote a brand new Black Panther origin in 2005.
Okay.
So Marvel wanted someone who could combine both the 1966 origin and the 2005 origin into one story, and then update it so it seems modern to 2018. Nice. So that's what I do. I take the original 1966 story, I take Reginald Hudlin's 2005 story, and I combine them, and I turn it all into a story for the modern age. In fact, the story actually starts right on the middle of the National Mall at the new Smithsonian.
You brought it all the way.
I brought it all the way to the Smithsonian
today.
National Museum of African American History and Culture.
Yeah.
So it starts in the modern time.
Oh, that's dope.
So it's pretty cool. With that, I had a chance to take all those classic stories and put them together and make them into one story.
Nice.
So
man, that's like a historical thread.
Exactly. Well, I mean, here's the thing. I actually started out as a historian when I started writing books. So the first 2 books I actually wrote were African American history books. One is called Black Men Built the Capitol, discovering African American history in and around Washington, D.C. And the second one is called The Invisibles, the untold story of African American slaves in the White House. So I started out in the history category.
Wow.
And I started got a little reputation as a historian. So, but once again, I never gave up my comic books. Marvel came to me and said, "Hey, we see you like history. How would you like to create some?" And so I was able to take that history that was written by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby and Reginald Hudlin, combine them, and turn them into a new story.
That is awesome. Man.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I'm over here jealous, man. Let me tell you, though, let me ask you my real question, like the meat of it all. What's the importance of Black people being able to tell the Black story? Like, what do you see? Like, how valuable is that for us?
Well, here's the thing. For the 400 years African Americans have been on this continent, our story's been told by someone else. We very rarely have been able to tell our own stories. Our stories have been shaped, turned, used against us for so many years that a lot of times we don't know our own history. And on top of that, when we do tell our story, we've been mostly an oral culture, where stories have been passed down from father to son, from mother to daughter. But what happens if someone dies before that story gets passed on? So a lot of our history has been lost simply because either people have forgotten it, or someone else has taken it and used it, for their purposes. So it's important for us to start writing our own stories, and not just knowing our own stories, but writing them down so we can tell the story the way we know it should be, not the way someone else thinks it should be. So one of the things I preach a lot is that not only should people go to their elders and ask them for their stories, they should take tape recorders, they should take video cameras, they should take something and record it. Or cell phone, anything. Take a pad and a pen, it doesn't matter, but anything, and write it down. Because that way we know what the stories are. They can't be altered by someone else to be used for their purposes. We can know our own story. That way, don't stop telling your story, but also write it down so it can't be changed.
Wow. What do you want to say to the future writers? I'm going to have some writers. Some young cats, man. My son especially was really jealous because he was like, what? You're lucky.
And here's the thing, and this is also something I tell my creative writing students. Writing is like basketball. Michael Jordan didn't get to be the best basketball player in the world by just playing the game. He had to practice. Writing is the same way. If you want to be a good writer, you write every day. LeBron James plays basketball every day. Serena Williams plays tennis every day. If you really want to be a good writer, you have to write every day. You have to write and you have to read. Because I guarantee you Michael Jordan watched videotapes of Dr. J. I guarantee you LeBron James watched videos
consuming other authors Michael Jordan and other material. That's a really good fact.
You have to write every day, and you have to read. Writing is not a talent; it's a skill. There are some people who have innate skills who can do it just like that. The rest of us have to work at it. And if you really want to do it right, and you really want to be good at it, you have to continue practicing. Read everything you can get your hands on. Write every day. I don't care if you're writing poetry. I don't care if you're writing fiction. I don't care if you're writing a sonnet. I don't care if you're writing on the internet. You can be tweeting every day. As long as you're writing, because you'll pick up things. You'll learn things from other writers. And when it comes time for you to sit down and write your own stuff, it won't be foreign to you. you'll be ready because you've practiced.
Yeah.
Just like Michael Jordan was always ready to take that last shot. LeBron James is always ready to take that last shot in the game. The reason why they hit it is because they practiced that shot.
They've seen it.
So if you want to be a good writer, you have to write.
Yeah.
So when the time comes and someone gives you the opportunity to write something like Black Panther, you're already ready. You don't have to wonder, can I do it? You know you can do it because you've been doing it every day for the last 5 years.
Stay ready. So you ain't
Stay ready.
That's
exactly.
All right. That's all right. So what's up next?
I'm doing a lot of.
So you got,
I got a lot of things going on right now. Like I said, I'm now going to start teaching at Georgetown University.
Okay.
I'm still teaching creative writing. I'm moving a little bit into television. I now host a TV show on C-SPAN, a Washington Journal. I host Washington Journal on weekends. Nice. And I still have a couple of writing projects still out there percolating. But I'll be ready to announce soon, I hope. But you got to you sign non-disclosures and you got to get your name on the contract and all that. But no matter what else I'm doing, I'm a writer. Okay. I know what I am. I'm a writer. I will always be writing something. Wow. It's always a matter of what that next thing is going to be, but I'll always be writing.
Man, it's a great conversation, man.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. This has been great.
I appreciate you coming and giving me your time, man.
No, this is great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank
Anytime.
You. Right on. Soul Star Live. We'll be back.